Continue reading with Caitanya Caritamrita. We are on chapter 5. We have been hearing the glories of Lord Nityananda, Lord Balaram, Adi-Lila, and we are in the middle of the purport, text 41. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. So I'll just quickly read the translation of the verse again by Srila Prabhupada. Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, and Anirudh constitute the second quadruple. They are purely transcendental. So we can see Prabhupada, he is giving us these amazing purports, how he's explaining to us so much in detail for our benefit. And he would not sleep at nights. It was only at night he would get the time to write the books. And you know, he's really put so much effort for what? To give us this transcendental knowledge, so compassionate. So we continue reading from the purport. Here, your inconceivable potency keeps you unattached to the mundane qualities, surpassing all conceptions of material contemplation. Your pure transcendental knowledge keeps you beyond all speculative processes. By your inconceivable potency, there is nothing contradictory in you. So Prabhupada is saying, well, how Bhagavatam 6th canto is continuing. Bhagavatam is saying to the Supreme Lord, the Supreme Lord is not material. So his powers, his potency, his form is all spiritual. His knowledge is also totally spiritual, totally transcendental, pure transcendental knowledge. So we, right now, we are inside this body. We are the spirit souls, yes. We are also spirit souls. We are spiritual beings with a spiritual form, yes. But right now, we are inside this material body. And so our knowledge has become covered. Our knowledge has become covered. And so Krishna, he cannot be understood by our covered knowledge, by our covered mind, material minds. We cannot approach the spiritual with our material minds. We can only understand him from the Vedic literature, from Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. And Lord himself, he's speaking about himself, giving so much knowledge about himself in Bhagavad Gita. Aham sarvasya prabhava. He's saying everything comes from me, everything emanates from me, the material world, the spiritual world, the living entities are my parts and parcels. So this is, Krishna has this pure knowledge. So he's giving us this knowledge. We just have to receive it. People, going on, people may sometimes think of you as impersonal or personal, but you are one. So people say God is light. God is only Brahman, Brahma Jyoti. And some people say God is a person, but it's the same because he is the person and the light is coming from him. So there's no difference. There's no difference, the sun and the sunshine. You know, the sunshine is coming from the sun planet. Yeah, so God, he's impersonal and personal at the same time. Now we may say, oh, he cannot be, but why? Why he can't be? He's omnipotent. He has all the potencies. Why can't he be simultaneously personal and impersonal? And he is. And by our believing something or not believing something does not change the fact. The fact is not dependent on my belief. The truth is not going to change because I may believe in it or I may not believe in it. So for similar confused persons who are uncertain about you, you create various philosophical methods in pursuance of their uncertain positions. Krishna says, as one surrenders to me, I reveal myself. So what happens is, if we are sincerely trying to understand the absolute truth, Krishna makes arrangements. But if we don't want to understand the absolute truth and we want to make up some theory or some philosophy in our mind, Krishna lets us, and we start believing in those things. So we should always remember the differences between spiritual and material actions. The Supreme Lord, being all spiritual, can perform any act without extraneous help. So it seems like mind-boggling to us. Can I do anything? Can I achieve anything by doing nothing, just simply by my willing? No. But why? Because I'm right now in the material body. That is what is material. But the Lord, he's spiritual. He does not have a material body. So he can do anything he likes. The spiritual platform is the absolute platform. In the material world, if we want to manufacture an earthen pot, we need the ingredients, a machine, and also a laborer. But we should not extend this idea to the actions of the Supreme Lord, for he can create anything in a moment without that which appears necessary in our own conception. So for us to manufacture, here Prabhupada is saying about the earthen pot, we have to get the ingredients, we have to get the earth, the soil, the water, whatever we need. They have to put it in the machine, and somebody has to do this work. But the Supreme Lord, no, just by his will. Just by his will, he creates this millions and millions of universes. Doesn't have to, he's not like personally taking, oh, I have to create this earth and I have to create this fire personally. He's manufacturing it and then putting it together, making it in the shape of planets. No, it's simply by his will. When the Lord appears as an incarnation to fulfill a particular purpose, this does not indicate that he's unable to fulfill it without appearing. He can do anything simply by his will, but by his causeless mercy, he appears to be dependent upon his devotees. So when Krishna says that I come to kill the miscreants and highlight the miscreants and to protect the pious, he says that in the Bhagavad Gita, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha duskritam. So he doesn't have to do it personally, he can simply will, and the miscreants will be annihilated and the devotees will be protected. He doesn't have to personally do it, but he comes personally. Why? For the benefit of the devotees, because the devotees want to be with him. They want to spend time with him. They want to have exchanges with him. Like when we love someone, we want to be with them. We want to experience things together with them. We want to do things with them. The same way, Krishna comes to be with his devotees. He appears as the son of Yashoda Mata, not because he's dependent on her care, but because he accepts such a role by his causeless mercy. When he appears for the protection of his devotees, he naturally accepts trials and tribulations on their behalf. So he comes as the son of Yashoda Mai, and she really takes care of him. She's like, oh my dear, my God, if I don't feed my kid, he's going to die. So she makes sure that she makes the best butter for him. Then she's like, if I don't discipline him, he's going to become a thief. He's going to become a professional thief when he grows up. So I better discipline him right now. And she's tying him up. And he's crying. Now, how do we understand? This is the Supreme Lord. This is God. And he's crying because he's scared of his mother. But everyone else is scared of him. Everyone is scared of him, whether we know it or no. Why? Maybe some know, oh, yes, I'm scared of God. Some say, no, I'm not. I don't believe in God, but we are scared of something or the other. Maybe old age, maybe disease, maybe broken relationships, anything, maybe economic, whatever. So fear is there, but fear itself is scared of Krishna. And here Krishna is crying because Yashoda Mai is gonna beat him with a stick. So this is the Supreme Lord. But he's not saying, oh, I'm pretending. He does not say, oh, I'm God actually, but I'm just crying and this is an acting I'm doing. No, he loves Yashoda Mai so much. She's his mother. And so he's like really, really scared of her. This is inconceivable to people. How can God cry? But why not? He's absolute. He is absolute. There is fear and crying in God, and that's the reason it is in us. There is nothing that we have that is not existent in God. So, is that okay? Any questions or comments? Yes, no, maybe? Okay, maybe we can stop here for today. We'll continue with this purport tomorrow. Shri Caitanya Caritamrita ki jai, Shila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaura Premanande, Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.